Hello everyone, Letterhead here, and welcome to A Bizzare Lineage, a JoJo game that recently came out, and well, it's okay. Now there's a lot of good things about it, and there's a very lot of bad things about it too. Now there's also some things that I have to mention before actually starting the review, which will be the controversy recently that has mainly to do with Eclipse pointing out, so I'll just go through that for a quick 1 minute section of the video. But apart from that, I really want to keep this like a balanced take, so I won't be neither against nor for the game. So everything that I say will genuinely be what I think and not what external events have led to be the popular thing, right? Yeah. Anyways, with all that out of the way, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And with that, let's start the video. So Eclipse made a video on the game and he showed some leaked Discord messages with Midas, the main developer of the game, and well, let's just say he's not the best guy around. In the messages we can see him outwardly ignoring any worries his friends have with the game. Even straight up calling the player base 7-year-olds who will just click and buy anything, in which the other guy tries to counter saying that not all of them will be brainless 7-year-olds, which then Midas goes on to say, "I want money." Which is kind of funny, to be fair. And that to some extent is the end of the Discord messages, which I want to talk about because I'm not a drama guy and I just want to review the game. However, one more thing I will mention is that Eclipse made a follow-up video where seemingly Midas noticed the attention that Eclipse's video got and tried countering it, which Eclipse debunked in his video. Both videos will be linked in the description below, so with that, I am done talking about this controversy and will now be talking about the game itself rather than the developers. To start the review, I want to talk about the combat system first, as that is the main hook for a fighting JoJo game. And well, it's not the best. The AI will appear to be smart as they don't rush immediately and will back away from time to time, actually proving to be a nuisance, but after you realize you can just spam M1s on the NPC, the whole thing starts to fall apart and gets very repetitive. Aside from that, the AI specifically for bosses will tend to cheat in ways that they kind of just miraculously get out of combos by flying out, like they turned on God mode in Gmod and just straight up stop getting hit. When it comes to the actual fighting, the hits don't feel like they are connecting and is one of those that just goes through the target and don't look like they carry any weight, so it doesn't look very visually good. But that carries me to my next section. Presentation wise, the game looks very nice, going from the animations to the effects and to the skills. These are all things I actually really like in the game, as they all look really nice and obviously have had a lot of effort put into it. The landscape looks beautiful and the map looks really nice too. My only problem with this is that sometimes I'd get stuck walking around in the city, as a lot of the buildings just genuinely look the same, and I wouldn't be able to find the place I'm trying to get to. But that might just be me not being accustomed to the map rather than it actually being the game's fault. One is something I don't really like about the game, and that the storyline is both very tedious, annoying, basic, and flat out horrible. I say this as it follows its own separate story following part 4 and still involves characters like Muhammad Abdul, who is the first raid boss in the game. Now I have two major reasons for disliking the storyline, and only one small reason for liking it, being that you get arrows and level up throughout it. But even then, you don't even reach the max level to prestige, which to my knowledge is only useful for evolving Whitesnake and getting skins. One of my big reasons for hating the storyline is that it's tedious to walk back and forth throughout the map, when in times to get to point B you'd have to walk 5,000 kilometers just to get to one area, just for them to tell you to go all the way back to point A. Now I know there is a fast travel system, but it doesn't help when you're new and you don't know which stop to take, as you have to pray that the marker happens to be in the view when you're looking at which stop to get off at. One thing I'd like the game to add is a map, because it'd help a lot, especially for new players, to know where they are going. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, being the last quest in the storyline, which is by far the worst last quest I have ever seen, and that's to go into the crew raid and emerge with a C rank minimum. For those who don't know, to get a C rank you have to die less than 4 times to get the C rank. And if you have friends, the deaths are shared, so if your teammates die, it affects your rank and increases the boss's health by how many friends you have. I managed to complete this with an A rank, but that was only after I got accustomed to the boss and gained the world one of the best stands in the game. Even though this was regarded as one of the worst raids possible, as it is egregious with how long it is, as you have to go through waves of enemies to even get to Kira, you are almost forced to take damage, as at one wave the enemies blow up when defeated, which take a bar of your health, and in order to regenerate you have to pose, which takes half an hour to only recover that one bar of HP. Another section involves sheer heart attack, which will keep attacking you and never goes away, so you quite literally have to bug it to keep it away. After all this, you have to go against Kira, who originally was able to make you pink and blow you up at any range without aggro, and to evade it you'd have to perfectly time your dash, which can easily be stopped by the boss just hitting you in a combo or just regularly stunning you with an M1. And what's worse is that they made the boss have an awakening, which doesn't change anything but recovers 50% of the boss's HP, meaning that the 2.5k health that he shows you is actually 3.75k health, and it also gives him iframes. Now it's not all bad, as he has received nerfs making it much easier to actually fight him, but I wouldn't know, as I haven't attempted to fight him after beating him initially, completing the story, and proceeded to quit the game as I didn't know what to do after, due to me needing 10 more levels to prestige, and God knows I wasn't going to grind anymore, which leads me to my last point. So I left this obviously for last because I feel like the grind usually in games is probably the most make it or break it for most games, especially for games maybe like Blox Fruits where people just don't want to grind all the way to like 3rd seed to fully complete the game. And for this game, now, initially, I was gonna insult the grind, and I feel like I still am, in a way, even after re-recording it, because originally when I recorded it, as I was editing it, I realized that I think I was being a bit too harsh, because with all due respect, I don't think the game's grind is too bad now, and I don't think it was that bad before when compared to other games, but I feel like that's one of the problems. When you compare a game to another game's grind, it doesn't make that game's grind ever like better. It just means it's like a little bit better than what's average, but I don't feel like this should be like a standard for what other games should be doing, because I think more games should steer away from this type of grind. Now, the story was bad enough with Kira, like the Kira raid, and it was already kind of annoying having to walk back and forwards, but I've already mentioned all of this in the storyline section. What I want to mention is everything after that. So to grind your stand, to get your stand up, to level it up and get all the abilities, you have to do this peroxide like bleach type of training where you have to keep fighting yourself. Now it's made easier because you can actually get 2 times mastery on the stand conjuration if you're fighting Avdol more. But then that kind of adds on to the grind because you have to do more things. But I guess that's what also makes it better, because you're not just doing one thing. Even though doing one thing will just lead to you having to do a repetition of another thing. Now, that is one thing I want to say that I really didn't like. But there was also this one thing. In order to actually fully maximize your stand, you have to do the world events. And if you don't know what a world event is because you didn't play the game, basically a world event is like an event that would happen like every 30 minutes into the game, and you'd have to join it, and it'd be like a random game mode of what you had to do, and you have to win it, and you have to do that same event 50 times just so you can get the ultimate for your stand. Now, what I have heard is that you only have to do this one time. Now, I didn't do it personally because I feel like that would take a while, but I do just want to mention that because that would also be considered part of the grind. Now, just before I get into the final section, being the conclusion, I do want to point out that I also forgot to mention that I never got to the max level to actually prestige. In fact, the reason I actually stopped leveling up is because I didn't know what to do. It was so hard to grind. Like, there was some levels that, there was some quests that required you to do some stuff to get levels, but you couldn't even level up from them. And it's like, why? What's the point then? Like, you follow these quest lines, which obviously will give you something in return. I don't know what exactly. I know there was a Dark Determination quest that you could do and follow. But when I was trying to personally do this one quest for this shady guy, I killed all the Speedwagon Foundation people and I got nothing for it back. So it's like, why? Like, who's doing quests before the storyline or during the storyline? I understand if it's before the Cure Raid, but even then the Cure Raid didn't even give me that many levels, so why? Why does the Cure Raid not give you that many levels? Explain. In fact, I don't even think, I feel I leveled up like 1 time for it, and that's including the story buff. Either way, this is still a review, so I want to keep it nice and professional and balanced, so everything that I just said is genuinely what I think of the game and what I think was bad and good. Now, will I still play this game? Maybe, depends. If it has some good updates, then sure. But genuinely, this might be my only video on this game because I'm just not necessarily interested. Now, this pains me because I am a big JoJo fan, so to have a JoJo game, in a time where there's been a JoJo drought, it's kind of depressing and sad. But genuinely, I think this is the right thing to do, is even eclipse another JoJo game YouTuber couldn't even play this game and just called it dog shit straight off the bat. So if he's just gonna call it dog shit in one video and just never make another video on it again, except for that one video he made addressing the controversy, I'm not gonna make any more videos on this. Not saying that I'm just gonna do everything that Clip says, because there's obviously things that I don't agree with him, and considering the fact that I've even said good things about this game in this video just shows that I'm not gonna make any more videos. Now, does that mean I think the game is bad? No, in fact, it does some really good stuff, especially appearance effects-wise, sound effects-wise, and I think general direction is good. It's just that it's just a little bit too grindy for my taste, for a JoJo game especially, and especially the microtransactions in the game, which I have not talked about up until this point, but I'm just going to mention them very briefly. They took it down, I'm pretty sure, from what I've heard. But there used to be a 100k Robux game pass, or well, not game pass, but like singular microtransaction, but didn't really do anything and was just basically a money grab. But with all that out of the way, I want to say the game as it's standing right now, I want to give it, I think, about 2.5 stars out of 5. Now, the reason I'm doing that is because game-wise it's not necessarily good, but it is a place to start and it could do really good later. But with all that out of the way, this has been Letterhead. Hope you guys enjoyed this review. I think this might be my first and only review of a game ever. But yeah, it's been fun making this one. I really enjoyed doing the voiceovers. Had to do a couple retakes, obviously, because I'm not the best well-spoken guy out there. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This has been Letterhead. And tell me what you guys want me to review next, or even play next, because I don't know if I'm willing to spend this much time doing a review again. Bye-bye!